Is your home feeling a little out of sorts today? I'd love to share with you how just 5 minutes and a little bit of intention can bring a sense of calm and order to your space. So, hello, friend. If you're new here, I'm Marcy Farrell from Thankful Homemaker, and I love to share gospel driven encouragement for Christian homemakers. And I am so glad you are here with me today. So, today's episode it's practical, it's simple, and it's full of encouragement, especially if right now you are in a season where keeping your home in order is just feeling like an uphill battle. And all I'm talking about today is a quick tidy. It's a simple habit that often gets overlooked, but it can really transform the atmosphere of your home and really your attitude too. So we all have those moments, right, where we walk into a room and we feel completely overwhelmed by the state of things. But your home, it's probably not as messy as it feels. Sometimes all it takes is just 5 to 10 minutes of focused effort to bring a little peace and clarity back into the space. So I'm going to begin with something very simple here and talk about what I mean by a tidy, okay? Tidying, all we're doing is bringing a bit of order. We're just making something a little bit neater. We're not deep cleaning here, so I'm not talking about, we're not even bringing the vacuum out. Definitely not washing baseboards, and we're not scrubbing bathrooms. We are just resetting. We're giving our homes and ourselves a reset, a little breathing room, okay? So I want to start with my 4 favorite quick tidy tips. These have just been really helpful to me over my almost 40 years now of homemaking. So here's my go-to strategies when I just need to get order fast. So my first one is, and I have a whole video on this one, set a timer. I cannot tell you, I really love this one. It's so simple. It makes the task feel manageable. So I'll set it for 5 or 10 minutes and I will just see what I can accomplish in that time. And maybe I'll just be in one room or one area, and then the timer goes off and I'm done. And that area has probably gotten pretty tidied by then. I also encourage you, this helped me, to focus on my high impact area. So a lot of times I'll just look at it as, what is an area that's really bothering me right now? And that's where I'll start. So a lot of times for me, it's the kitchen. And for me, a tidy kitchen counter or even a made bed can just really shift the whole feel of a room. Mine, for me, as I said, it's my kitchen, and I have this, it used to be my kitchen desk, but I call it a command center. That's what the kitchen refurbishing people call it. But it seems to just get piles of things that we just don't know what to do with. So a lot of times just clearing the clutter off of that just frees my mind and it helps me. This is a big one, especially mamas with kiddos, a nighttime tidy. So before you wind down for the night, give your space a quick once over. You're going to sleep better. Your morning will start off a bit calmer. You're not coming into the morning with clutter and stuff everywhere. And for me, it's simple things like making sure the sink is cleared and there aren't dirty dishes. And the family room, really where I sit in the morning when I go to meet with the Lord, it's already tidy and it's waiting for me. And this is one sometimes we forget. Involve the whole family. Tidying is not a solo sport, okay? Toddlers can help pick up toys. This is a good skill to teach them. It teaches them responsibility, and it makes the whole process more enjoyable for everyone if we're all working together. So another spot about tidying that I really like is tackling what it's an old fly lady term. It's called the hot spots. And we all have those areas, again, where clutter seems to kind of pop in. And I shared with you my kitchen desk area is a key one for me. But there's other areas, right? I'm going to share some from my home, and maybe these are similar from your home too. Shoes and entryway. So that space can easily become just a dumping ground. So it's somehow work on designating a place for each person's shoes and coats and bags. Utilize hooks, baskets, whatever you need to do. Maybe just having a small bench with some storage space can work wonders in an area like that. Mail and paperwork. It's not my favorite thing. I try to sort it daily, and I'll pay my bills weekly, but I'll try to go through and sort my mail daily, deal with junk mail. It goes straight to the recycling bin. Important papers go in a consistent spot. I keep mine we have a home office, and I'll keep the stuff on the desk in there. And again, I go through it once a week. For me, that usually falls on a Wednesday. All right, what about your closet and your drawers and your nightstand? I think of our bedrooms, because these spots tend to fill with clothes and little items that don't belong there. I am really working hard because this is a bad habit of mine. I don't put my clothes away daily. We have a chair in our room, and guess where my clothes go? On that chair. But I try to make sure at least daily, whether it's in the morning or in the evening, that I put them away and I don't let them pile up. And again, that's a temptation for me. So it's one I have to work at. Kitchen counters. I do love a clear kitchen counter. Sometimes my husband likes to set stuff on it and I am not bothered by that, but I really try to keep just what I need on it, which is pretty minimal. It just makes my meal prep easier. And when I walk into my kitchen, it just makes it feel a little more orderly. So I appreciate that. Backpacks and homeschool supplies, right? I'm not in this season anymore, but it's amazing how my own bags can clutter an area. But having, again, designated shelves or bins makes a difference. Teaching your kiddos, this is a good thing to do. Teach your kiddos to put things away. When they come in, show them how to set their shoes and hang up their coat and where to put their backpack. And make sure, it's such a simple thing. Sometimes kids come in and just throw shoes and one's one place and one's another, or then they're looking for shoes. Show them how to just put the shoes together and set them down. It's good training and it's worth your time to do that. Toys can be a big one. I get this. Use bins to rotate them. Maybe you bring different toys in and out of whatever. If you have a toy room or in their bedroom or whatever you do, switch them out. Teach, again, your kids to pick up before they move on to playing with the next item. When my grandkids are over, they're getting a little more out of toys per se, but we still walk through this together. Even if we're playing a board game, when we're done, we put the game away and we put it back. Very simple. This is a learned skill. I mean, a lot of kids may come naturally with it, but there's probably not too many. So take the time to train your kiddos. So when I talk about tidying regularly, it really helps us. It helps us, how do I say that? I'm going to say eliminate visual clutter. I'm going to use that term because a lot of times that visual clutter can lead to mental clutter, right? And if I have a lot of clutter everywhere, I can feel a bit overwhelmed. That's me. That's my bent. So I like when areas have at least a somewhat order to them. That helps me. But tidying regularly also helps you build these habits over time. And your space, and you got to trust me on this, it begins to stay neater with a lot less effort. So my home is pretty much company ready all the time. Anybody could come to my door and I don't have chaos everywhere. Even when I had my kiddos at home, I did not have chaos. I don't consider toys chaos if they were playing, not at all. But I'm always pretty tidied with things. And we're not talking about perfection here, all right? There could be toys on the floor or dishes in the sink, but there's not garbage all over and there's not high piles of clutter everywhere and shoes thrown all over the floor, right? We're not talking about this Pinterest perfect living room. The goal of tidying is really to get things in order, to have a home where your family can thrive. It's a home that works for you and not the other way around. So I'm going to, some quick areas to tidy. If you're just wondering, where do I begin with this? Or maybe I'm just encouraging you to do this, to keep doing it. And that's my hope too. But I'm going to give some ones that for me would be my easy wins. And laundry's one. Just collecting those stray clothes and starting a load going. Mail, getting a system down to stack and sort it into categories or however you deal with it. Dishes, if you're washing by hand and maybe you're not ready to tackle them yet for some reason, right? Then at least rinse them and stack them neatly in the sink so they're not all over the counter spread out. Or if you have those few extra minutes, just load them right into the dishwasher. Shoes, again, I don't know why these shoes keep coming up, but line them up in pairs, put the pairs together, have family members make sure they move them out of high traffic areas. I have a pet peeve about people taking their shoes off and putting them right in front of the door. So I'm always teaching my grandkids to move them to the side. Maybe you need to limit your family with how many shoes they keep by the door. Maybe they can only have 1 or 2 pairs and the others need to go in another spot or in their room, in their closet, whatever that might be. I think of the family room, the room where you're spending your time in. Leaving that room for me means that I'm fluffing the pillows, folding the blankets, tidying up the coffee table. Very simple. Probably takes, I don't even know if it takes 2 minutes. And then those out of place items that seem to just happen, right? Those items that don't seem to have a home yet, or maybe they just weren't put away in the right spot. Maybe grab anything that belongs elsewhere that you see and move it to the right room if you can. And don't underestimate the power of just tidying one area because that small win, it tends to build momentum and it makes you want to do a little bit more. So let's look at just some real life examples of what how you could just work this into your day. I'm just throwing a couple ideas out here. So while your coffee's brewing, maybe you could unload the dishwasher, or before dinner, maybe you could get with the kids and take a few minutes to just clean up the family room. And after the kids go to bed, that's the time maybe you can just reset the kitchen and get prepped for the next day. There's a lot of little ways to work this in. And remember, invite your children. Give them simple tasks like putting away toys or putting their shoes in the right place. These are really little steps that build responsibility and teamwork in them. And again, mamas, don't forget, if you have toys on the floor, that's not a mess by any means. That's life, right? That's a home. It's lived in. I get that. It's a home where kids are loved and they're cared for, and it's a home that's filled with laughter and learning, right? You probably got books everywhere too. So here's some habits that have helped me over the years to keep just a tidy home. Some habits and systems. They simplify my day, and they just sort of happen, and I don't think about it most of the time. So I start the day by making my bed. Changes the whole atmosphere of the room. In the morning early, I'll unload the dishwasher, and after I'm done there, I'll usually start a little laundry if I need to. I do keep up with the dishes after every meal. It is pretty rare that I don't get to do that, but it simplifies it, and there's a lot less dishes to do that way. I've learned to put things away when I'm done with them. That's a habit my husband has taught me because I'm not always really good at that. Don't let laundry pile up. When you've done the laundry, so I started that load and I threw it in the dryer, and now I've got to put it away. Don't let it pile up. Try to work it really in the same day if you can. And then have a space. This is a big one for you mamas out there with quite a handful of kiddos. I think of kids' artwork and mementos. Have a space or a system for them. If they weren't being displayed, then I kept what I wanted to keep in a bin, and then I can kind of send that with my kiddos when they left the house. So we just actually went through my daughter's not that long ago with her to just kind of peek through it. I probably would have kept more than she did, but it's okay. So you need to create homes for frequently used items. Again, keys, shoes, backpacks, so you know where those things are. Your cell phone, that you have homes for those places where they just are. Me, it's these glasses. I lose them all the time. Train your kids and grandkids to tidy with you. Clean up messes right away. Don't save them for later. If something spills, just wipe it up. Wipe the dinner table or lunch, after a meal, wipe the table so it's ready for the next one. And then decluttering as you go. So simple. Toss the junk mail or items that you no longer need. Use a homeless bin. I love this. I read this somewhere once and I thought that's a great idea for things that don't have a place yet, and then figure out where to find a place for those things, or maybe you don't need those things. And then store like with like. This is huge, right? Books with books, cleaning supplies with cleaning supplies, art materials with art materials. You kind of get the idea there. Keep your everyday items within reach. So again, I'm thinking here like your keys, your purse, your phone, just so they're handy and you know where they're at. Set a timer. When you're doing some of these things, set a timer just to see how long it really takes you, because I think you'll be pretty surprised that it doesn't take very long. And then listen to a music or a podcast while you're tidying. It just makes it more enjoyable. And always remember, done is better than perfect. So get through it and don't worry about perfection. So our reality is we're going to be tidying and resetting and organizing our homes for the rest of our lives here on this earth, right? So my hope is that we can find ways to make it simpler and not more stressful, because these systems and habits, they free up our time for things that matter most. And if you didn't get to it today, that's okay, right? Tomorrow's a new day. Grace covers today, and maybe it wasn't meant to be gotten to today. I don't even know if that's a word, but so be it. Maybe tomorrow's a better day for it. But maybe tonight, or whenever you're watching this, maybe tonight after dinner, you can put on some worship music, set a 5-minute timer, get the family involved in doing the dishes together and doing a quick tidy in the family room. Or maybe you're prepping your Bible and your journal and that cozy chair that you're going to sit in for your time with the Lord in the morning. That, I think, is the most important area to prepare and make sure it's ready to go. Because ultimately here, you could do all these tips, but our peace, it doesn't come from a clean and tidy home. It comes from Christ. So I pray that our homes are going to be a place where we serve with joy, where grace abounds, and where the love of Jesus is evident in the big and the small things. Because what? Jesus truly is enough always. My friend, I'm grateful for you. If this video was an encouragement to you, would you consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel if you haven't yet? It's such a simple way to help others find this kind of gospel-centered homemaking, and it means so much to me, so I appreciate it so much. And if you'd like more videos like this on homemaking, marriage, motherhood, living for Christ in the everyday, again, please join me here. Make sure you're a subscriber so you don't miss a video. I'm grateful for your time today, my friend, and I do pray you have a very blessed week.